All right, so welcome back to the bathroom. What we're going to focus on now is our sink or vanity. And so what I typically say is if you are doing a new floor, it is best to remove the vanity. It just helps the vanity sit up pretty well. And imagine if someone were to come in later, put in a different vanity, remove the vanity, change anything at all, and then they would have basically a gap of tile or a gap of flooring there. And so that means that you'll need to basically remove the vanity off. And so, but first we have to work on the plumbing side of things. And so biggest thing is just connecting the drain as well as the supplies. And so I'm going to show you guys how to turn off the water and then disconnect this faucet here. So a lot of the work is going to be done underneath, and so we'll try to get those shots. First thing we're going to do is turn off the water. So you got to find where your shutoffs are. Ours are kind of awkwardly positioned. Here is the center of our sink, but they're all the way over here. So here's the hot water. Let's turn this off. Okay, and then the cold water is over here. Let's turn this one on. And so one way to check is see if any water comes out, and we got nothing. So, and like I said, we also do have the water main off for extra security. So that is something to be wary about, is make sure these are shut off. And we're good to go. So now what I'm going to do is get up under here and actually disconnect this entire unit. And so I've got a pretty cool tool here. And this is made by Rigid, and they sell it at Home Depot. It has pretty much almost every tool you would ever need to disconnect a sink. So it's kind of like the do-it-all sink tool. A lot of specialty tools, a lot of specialty sizes. I think this one is somewhere in the range of 8-in-1. So 8 different tools that you can use, and it's only about $20. So it's a pretty good value for what we're doing, and it's definitely worth it. So on the other hand, a little bit older tool, and this is also a Rigid, and this is used to install and remove the bolts that are under there. So we've got two things we need to remove. We've got the braided wire nuts, and then we also have these plastic nut washers that actually make this stable. And so first thing we're going to do is remove the braided nuts and the braided lines, and then it'll give us better access to the plastic washers. And so this is more or less the old school way of doing it, and it works great. I happen to buy this one at the Habitat Restore for $1.50, so that's a pretty good value, but this one is definitely a lot easier to use. So I'm going to get in here, I'm going to remove the braided lines first, and then I'm going to remove the plastic ones. So here I go. The toughest part is to get up under here and locate it. So I'm going to do what looks to be the cold side first. Like I said, this. Okay. So to remove the first part of the braided wire, I'm just going to use an adjustable wrench, and so I'm actually going to take off the area closest to the shutoff valve. This just gives me more flexibility while I'm working up under this area. So I'll get in here, remove the shutoff valve, braided line. So this is the hot water coming off, and there it is. So like I said, this is the braided line, and this is where you get your bucket out and drain any water that might have been in there. Kind of always just keep this bucket with you while you're doing plumbing stuff. It's typically not a lot of water, but you don't want it to drip everywhere. And then now I can get in here and disconnect the one that is attached to the actual faucet. So this one's a little bit harder. But now that I got a little slack, it's a little bit easier for me to get in there. And this tool makes it a heck of a lot easier. So the reason that I disconnected this one first from the shutoff valve is that when I get up there under the sink, this aligns right in here. So as you can see, that's why this is really nice, because it has a size for it. And then it actually just spins around the braided line. And so this is open for that reason, so that you can just tighten it or loosen it, and it's pretty easy. So then we got this. We can set this aside because we will be reinstalling this for the next faucet. Alright, so the next part of removing this is the plastic washer that we had talked about. So for this tool, you remove this, and this is one of the areas that can help you get under there and remove that. It's really damaging if you use a tool like this or just a regular channel locks or an adjustable wrench. And that's what's nice about this is an exact fit, and the plastic is really soft. So by using this, we can reinstall this later if we need to, and it just doesn't damage it as bad. Get up under here, hook onto this. And I don't know what I would be doing without this tool. It'd be really hard. It's loose enough you can get it by hand. Alright. So what I just did was there are a few different sizes on this tool, and so as you can see, this size, alright, yeah, so this is this washer that was up under there, and its job is to just keep this in place. Notice how it's moving now that I have it out, and so this washer just got screwed on, and what's nice about this tool is it go ahead and it locks in to these plastic areas, and so this makes it a lot easier to unscrew it than if you were using this wrench or the open-end wrench, or even this one, because this one has the ability to kind of crush the plastic when you're using it. So that's it. Now we should be able to just lift this thing out and then go about the rest of our remodel. Okay, so back at the sink here, we're underneath and we're just about to disconnect the drain line. And so this specific model has two compression fittings, one at the top and then one at the bottom here. And so this is going to give us the flexibility to move. Our next option, or our next thing to do here is remove this one. And this one is pretty caked up with some plumber's putty and all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to take my channel locks and try to wrap around it to get it off. Okay. The whole unit wants to move. There we go. And so this is just a plastic washer, so it's not super resilient. Okay. Oh, there we go. Just pop this out.
Thanks for watching our video. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can get updated on all our newest videos. Also, go ahead and click the links below so that you can see our social media profiles as well as our website.